Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review slash first impressions on the new BH Cosmetics Fairy Light palette that came out as a part of their holiday collection. The palette comes in a little plastic sleeve. You have the BH Cosmetics logo, and then I'm assuming these are all the different colors in the palette. And on the back you have the logo again. And it says, Fairy Light's 20 color shadow palette. Adorn your eyes in twinkling holiday hues with our Fairy Lights 20 color shadow palette, an enchanted collection of luxe jewel tones, warm earthy hues, and complementary neutrals, and smooth matte prismatic shimmer and sparkling glitter finishes. So there's 20 shades in here, and they come in 3 different formulas. I got this at Ulta, but I'm sure you can get it on their website too. I believe it retails for $20, but I got mine on sale for $14. I don't know if it's still on sale or not, but if you use like Ebates or Honey or any browser extension that finds coupons, I'm sure you could get a deal on it. So I'm gonna open it up. Ooh, this is super pretty. So it's like this iridescent glittery finish on the palette. It's kind of rough to the touch, but so it's the glittery finish, and then you get the logo, and on the back it's like this silver metallic-y color, and it says the same thing that was on the back of the little packaging, the little plastic covering. So now let's open it up. Okay, so you get a nice mirror in there, and then you get the 20 eyeshadow colors. I'm gonna take this off, and they all, I don't know if you can see, but they all have their names next to them, which is nice, instead of like having the colors on the back or not having shade names at all. So that's nice. Ooh, this is super pretty. Honestly, this looks like my perfect palette, because you have like some cool like neutral tones right here. You have pinks. You love doing pink looks. You have like some warm tones, like these warm browns right here. And then you have like this little pop of blue. And then I can't tell if that's black or green, but super pretty. This looks like my perfect palette, honestly. Something I would reach for a lot. So I'm excited to try it. I'm just going to do some hand swatches of some of the colors. I know swatches don't necessarily mean that a shadow is going to work good or not, but I just want to swatch them because that's the fun of makeup. So I think I'm going to swatch this top shade right here called Brilliant. It looks kind of duochrome-y, kind of like brown or gray with some pink in there. Don't know if that's coming up on camera, but okay. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. It's really light. Like, I can barely see it on my hand, but it might be more of like a topper shade. Let's see, I'm gonna go in with this blue and purple duochrome color here called Enchanting. Let's see. Okay, maybe I'm just not good at doing swatches, but that's actually really pretty. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna swatch this shade that I don't know if it's black or green down here. It's called Marvelous. Like that. Okay, that's definitely black, but it looks like it has like a little bit of brown in it. So that's interesting. And then let's see. Have another clean finger. Gonna swatch this bottom blue shade called Passionate. Oh, that's pretty. But those are just some swatches. So I'm gonna clean my hand and my fingers, and then we'll go in and do a look. Okay, so I put a little baking powder under my eyes, and this is just so any fallout that comes from the palette, if there is any, won't stick to my concealer. And I don't know if you can see this, but the blue shade that I swatched, it stained my pinky finger, and it's somewhat still there on the back of my hand. So if you buy this palette, the blue shade stains, and then I have a feeling the pink ones will stain as well. Every palette that I've owned, whether it be from Morphe or any other brand that has bright, colorful shades like this, they do stain, unless I do my Wet n Wild face paint as an eye base, but most of the time I do concealer, so it ends up staining. I really wanted to do a look with the blue shades today, but because I'm assuming the shimmery ones are going to stain too, I'm not going to do it because I have somewhere important to go tomorrow and I don't want to look insane. So I'm going to do something a little bit more normal. So I think I'm going to start off with this shade right here, this creamy matte shade called Angelic. And I'm going to take that on a B79 brush and just run that through my crease. Okay, that really, from the looks of it, it didn't really do anything, so that's probably more of just like an all over like setting the lid shade, or like if you're doing like a matte look just for on the eyelid or whatever. So instead, I'm gonna go over that with this shade right here called Precious. It's like a matte brown kind of taupey shade. It's really pretty. It's more on the cooler tone side. So I'm going to take that on the same brush and run that through my crease instead. Now, I have not really used BH Cosmetics shadows before. I do have the BH Cosmetics and XO palette, the first one they came out with, where it's eyeshadows on one side and lipsticks on the other. I have that, but honestly, I used it once just because you can't get any cohesive looks with it. So I don't really remember how those shadows performed. And this isn't really like a tutorial or anything. This is just me playing around with shadows and color. So I know the lighting's really bad, but that's actually blending out really nicely. And it's a really nice, pretty color. I like it. So next, I'm gonna go in with this bottom shade right here called Muse. It's just a little bit of a darker, cooler brown tone than that first shade we went in with. And I'm gonna go in with that on a Morphe M573 brush. Now this is actually a new brush for me. I bought it at Ulta when I bought this palette because I just wanted new brushes to try, so let's see how this works. And so a funny story about BH Cosmetics. So for Christmas last year, I'd asked for a brush set and a brush holder from them, and It was one of the things my mom had ordered for me, and they're brushes I use every day. They're some of my favorite brushes that I own. But I don't know, like, if they had a sale or something. But, like, my mom, she had ordered them for me. And for Christmas. And she never got, like, any, I don't think she got, like, any confirmation of, like, the shipping or anything. But they had, like, ended up charging her. And she tried reaching out to their customer service. And I did through social media. And this had happened to, like, a bunch of people too, not just us. And after that situation, I was like, I'm never gonna buy anything from them again. But I saw this palette on the Ulta website, and it looked so pretty, so up my alley, and I just decided to go out and buy it. But I'm glad I got it through Ulta and not through their website, because who knows what kind of mess that would be. Okay. So that really deepened the look up. I'm just going to go a little bit on the outer corner with this too. And then I'm going to go back in with that first brush with the first shade and just blend that out a little bit more, just so there's more of a gradient. But yeah, no, so if you're going to buy BH Cosmetics, I would recommend buying it from Ulta, either online or in store, rather than their website, because who knows what the shipping is going to be like, and their customer service is not the best. Okay. I'm going to go in with the tiniest little bit of this black shade just on the outer corner, and then I'm going to blend it out with the brush I used the darker color for. So, I think I'm going to take that on an Anastasia brush. I think I'm going to go in with the fluffy side, and if it doesn't work out the way I want it to, then I'll go in with the flatter side. But so I'm going to go in with that darker shade right here. And I'm just going to dip into it the slightest bit and then knock off whatever's left over, because who knows what this black shade will be like. Oh, okay. That's actually not so bad. And from what I can see under my eyes, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of fallout, which is nice. But it's probably just because these are matte shades rather than shimmer shades. So we'll see what happens. But this black shade is actually really nice. It's not too intense, and it's not going like all over the place like other black eyeshadows I have to. Like, anytime I've tried to use the black shade in my Anastasia palettes, it's been a mess, and it doesn't actually end up looking black. It ends up looking more gray, but this is a nice black. Okay, now I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. And so far I'm liking this palette. I know I've only used 3 shades, but these are pretty nice. From what I've heard, BH Cosmetics has good palettes. I just never really bought them before. I guess I've never had like any interest in any of their other ones, but okay. So that's looking good. Okay, where is that brush I just... Okay, so I'm gonna go back in with whatever's left over on the second Morphe brush and just blend everything out and just make sure there's no harsh lines or anything. And so my mom brought this up to me, but apparently so my mirror is right here. Apparently I don't look at the camera enough. I look too much at this way on my mirror, so if that's a problem for anyone, I apologize. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with the first Morphe brush that we used the light transition colors for. Just blend that out even more. And then I like to do a lot of blending. I'm gonna take this BH Cosmetics Studio Pro No. 5 brush. It's a little bit dirty. I tried to wipe off as much as I could, but I'm just gonna go over everything and just blend it out. Okay, now I'm gonna cut my crease, so I'm gonna just speed past that, and to cut my crease, I'm gonna use a Morphe M421 brush, and I'm gonna go in with this Maybelline concealer, and I'm just gonna do a half cut crease rather than a full cut crease. Okay, now just to blend the concealer in with the shadows a little bit, I'm gonna go in with just a little bit more of that black shade and just tap that over the edges of where the concealer meets the shadow. And I know I said the palette has a mirror in it, but I'm not using it because I'm pretty much blind without my glasses, so I need something like up close, and I'd rather have like a little hand mirror rather than like that big palette covering my face, so you can actually see what I'm doing. And then I'm just gonna go in and blend everything back out. Okay. Hope that's clean. And I think for my lid, I'm gonna take this shade right here called Luminous. And I'm gonna take that on a BH Cosmetics Studio Pro No. 9 brush. Let's see. Okay, I'm not noticing like a ton of like color, shimmer, impact from that shade with the brush, so I'm gonna try it on my finger. See if that makes it any different. Okay. Yeah. I know the lighting in here is terrible, but from what I can see, what I see in person is a lot different from on camera, and that made a huge difference. Okay, that's really pretty. I'm gonna see if I can build that up a little bit more with my finger. Okay, yeah. That looks a lot better. Oh, that's super pretty. I really don't know if you can see it on camera, but that's super, super pretty. Oh, I love that. Okay. So now, I'm just gonna do a little bit more blending on the side before I go to the second one. Ooh, this is super pretty. And it might be because I used my finger for that shimmer shadow, but there's really not much fallout with that either. There's just like a tiny little bit like right here, but that's not really a big issue. So yeah, so let me just cut my crease and do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, so this look is super pretty on its own just like this, but because I want to just play around with just the different shadows and everything, I'm going to take a little bit of this top shade called Brilliant, which is one of the shades I swatched at the beginning, which I wasn't super impressed with. So I'm going to take that on my finger, just wipe that off, and I'm just going to tap that over the first shimmer shade. I just want to see if this changes the look at all. Okay, so this, from what I can see, still don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's giving it more of like a pink shift. Yeah, I think this shade is more of a topper shade than anything. I'm just gonna go in back with that first shade just to see if it gets rid of the pink. Not really, but I'm gonna wipe off my bake, finish the rest of my makeup, put lashes and everything on. Okay, so here is the finished look. I'm actually super obsessed with this. I'm gonna put in a close-up of the eyes just so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so my final thoughts on this BH Cosmetics palette from the shades I used today. I really like it. First off, the colors are beautiful. Totally my kind of palette. These are all colors I love and that I would use on a daily basis. The shadows blended out really easily. There was no skipping, no patchiness, no kickback in the pans, no fallout on the eyes. Even the shimmer shades, not much fallout with them. So, and it's a really easy formula to work with. So I recommend this. It's $20. Might be less with a coupon or if it's on sale or anything, but it's totally worth it. I would recommend checking it out at your local Ulta because this is such a great palette. It would be the perfect Christmas present for anyone. Great formula, super cute packaging too. It's just all around the perfect palette. Something I'm gonna reach for and use every day. Thank you so much everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and make sure that you're subscribed, and you can leave a comment if you want to, and I will see you all in my next video.